que va a entrar. Afuera del reino con perros y enemigos. Arrepiéntese hoy van a estar. Con la espada y con el fuego que viene Cristo para la tierra purificar. 12 rejas, 12 ángeles, 12 tribus. Dime dónde tú crees que va a entrar, cause you won't. Ay, taking this truth as a joke. You're gonna end up on that nuclear smoke. Yeah, somos los hombres de Dios. Y cuando llegamos le damos con todo. Yeah, and we want all of the smoke. The men of the Lord, we don't beg, we don't fall. Yeah, somos el pueblo de Dios, el pueblo de Dios. Yeah, the Lord he calls us follow. Don't know about tomorrow. The time he has for. Piensan que alto. Pa' siempre un tiempo largo. Pa' que más de dentro del lago. Que están esperando. Nos están preparando. Pa' que llegue el Señor. I show my faith by applying the law. I put my faith and I wait on the Lord. Mi Cristo es blanco mentira. Que viene pa' todos mentiras. La verdad la cara le tira. Provocan a Dios a la ira. La grasa ya casi se expira. Ya casi se expira. Yeah, abre los ojos y mira. Yeah, somos nación escogida. Yeah, we turn this whole world upside down. All we need is the Bible and reader. 12 rejas, 12 ángeles, 12 tribus. Dime dónde tú crees que va a entrar. Afuera del reino con perros y enemigos. Arrepiéntase hoy van a estar. Con la espada y con el fuego que viene Cristo para la tierra purificar. 12 rejas, 12 ángeles, 12 tribus. Dime dónde tú crees que va a entrar, cause you know.
Taking this truth as a joke, you gon' get all of this biblical smoke. Hey, no, I can't fall, I can't fall. I pray to God that the line I could hold. These like the days in the boat. When the flood came, they ain't flow. Hey, like you know, faith in the things that he spoke. Changing my ways from before. Y tengo que seguir la santa palabra. Andar en el mundo a mí me mataba. Antes que regrese Cristo, escuchen esa palabra. Now I just wait on the Lord. Estoy esperando, Señor. Wake up the 144.
12 rejas, 12 ángeles, 12 tribus. Dime dónde tú crees que va a entrar. Afuera del reino con perros y enemigos. Arrepiéntase hoy van a estar. Con la espada y con el fuego que viene Cristo para la tierra purificar. 12 rejas, 12 ángeles, 12 tribus. Dime dónde tú crees que va a entrar, cause you won't. Ay, taking this truth as a joke. You're gonna end up on that nuclear smoke. Yeah, somos los hombres de Dios. Y cuando llegamos le damos con todo. Yeah, and we want all of the smoke. The men of the Lord, we don't beg, we don't fall. Yeah, somos el pueblo de Dios, el pueblo de Dios. Yeah.
Como le digo que cambien camino cuando le predico, no quieren cambiar. The way that they beating and treating my people illegal. No worries, they're saving our far. Whoa, coming in the game with the water. Agua, pushing with the word for the 12. Palabra, mocking all the prophecy, a scoffer. Give them more touch than a barber. Yo hay un buffet, si yo parto de tu maldición, pollo yo me hice. New place to charge you every day. You're pushing new food anyway. Walking the lake cause we holy. God in my spirit, I feel like a goalie. Pray to the Father, he know me. Oh Lord, don't leave me forsaken and lonely.
12 ángeles, 12 tribus. Dime dónde tú crees que va a entrar. Afuera del reino con perros y enemigos. Arrepiéntase hoy van a estar. Con la espada y con el fuego que viene Cristo para la tierra purificar. 12 rejas, 12 ángeles, 12 tribus. Dime dónde tú crees que va a entrar, cause you won't.
Down like a lion, who gon' rouse them up? By the Spirit of God, we rising up. 144 closing, we adding up. About to become gods, you gon' challenge what? Crouching down like a lion, who gon' rouse them up? By the Spirit of God, we rising up. 144 closing, we adding up.
Yeah.
You too loose with your sins, but it's tighten up.
You a Tyler in a grown man body. Heard you killed your brother for a brand new Bugatti. I never switched up, see my light was always on. And you could take 10 like your name was Jeroboam. You too loose with your sins, rocking idolatry. They broke 500 treaties, asking for honesty. I'm honestly not the one to go to war without an army. Martyrs, see we count the cost and make it work. Tragic. And they try to challenge us, but we never dodge them. It's the company you keep that could keep you alive. It's that feeling of commitment that we ain't surprised. 144 closing, we men on the rise.
Down like a lion, who gon' rouse them up? By the Spirit of God, we rising up. 144 closed and we adding up. About to become gods. You gon' challenge what? Crouching down like a lion. Who gon' rouse them up? By the spirit of God, we rising up. 144 closed, we adding up. You too loose with your sins, but it's tighten
and
up.
I can't get caught up pleasing man. Christ be everywhere I stand. Angels can't control my plans, no excuse, do what he command. And if I fall, just pray for me, come back 10 times harder again. Getting purged through this fire, putting the end to all the sin. But I'm gold, promise I won't fold. Satan catching bows, kingdom gold. Word on overflow, Lord keep me in my mode. Hot or cold, or he's free your soul. Only Lord knows. Torn the plot and lock your spot, get sealed in 144. And the story know the words gon' tell it for me. When it comes to the glory, know it ain't nothing better for me. Strapped up with the sword, eyes up when the devil coming. Poised when the missiles humming. 1,000 on my left, 10,000 on my right. Don't get destroyed, return it till you from it.
Crouching down like a lion, who gon' rouse them up? By the spirit of God, we rising up. 144 closed and we adding up. About to become gods. You gon' challenge what? Crouching down like a lion, who gon' rouse them up? By the spirit of God, we rising up. 144 closed, we adding up. You too loose with your sins, but it's tighten up.
Turn it up. Yeah. Call all the deacons up. Call them up now. Ask if we linking up. Ask if we linking up. What time no sleeping time? 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 Call up the deacons, bro. Call them up now. Ask if we linking up. Ask if we linking up. What time no sleeping time? What time no sleeping time? Wake up the sleeping tribe. Wake up the sleeping tribe. Call up the deacons, bro. Call them up now. Ask if we linking up. Now. What time no sleeping time? 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 Call all the deacons up. Call them up now. Ask if we linking up. What we linking up? What time no sleeping time? Any minute now. Wake up the sleeping tribes.
I said I had to call him up. I made the phone call a Deke like, what's up? Is you ready for war? He replied, been ready for war. Been ready for a battle with swords. And I respect him cause he fought many wars. I humble down to what the scriptures say and give doubles to the elders that been leading the way. I know it's hard in this walk and they've been walking for years. So when I'm weak in the flesh, they voice attend to my ears. A young man trying to soak the wisdom, gain the knowledge, apply the scriptures. Wrong decisions leave me senseless. Dear Lord, would you give me a chance? We all looking for the code of the gate. We all looking how to change our fate. Repentant soul, rebellious no. I had to change my whole lifestyle. I'm getting wise now. I'm looking forward to an all-gold crown. I'm just praying at the Lord, looking down with a smile, you know.
Call all the deacons up. Call them up now. Ask if we linking up. Ask if we linking up. What time no sleeping time? 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 Call up the deacons, bro. Call them up now. Ask if we linking up. Ask if we linking up. What time no sleeping time? What time no sleeping time? Wake up the sleeping tribe. Wake up the sleeping tribe. Call up the deacons, bro. Call them up now. Ask if we linking up. Now. What time no sleeping time? 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 Call all the deacons up. Call them up now. Ask if we linking up.
Yeah, we might have to call the big guns in on this one, man.
Any minute now. Wake up the sleeping tribes.
I think we gonna need a little assistance.
Bishop gave the green light. Yeah, we about that action. Call up all the regions and assemble all the factions. This is an organized nation and we active. It's time to get at it. Another shot dead in the street. Response time is imminent. Less than a week. Our people need this medicine to wake them up from sleep. And how the hell they gonna get it if it ain't IUIC? Steady looking for the light, but they can't quite see. Trying to take a deep breath, but they can't quite breathe. Still looking to a nation that'll never save thee. Wondering why they let their blood in the street. When our blood is unique. She ain't never been taught that. Through Christ, yeah, buddy, we been brought back. How you in the fight for black life and never fought back? Prophecy of town is going down. We want it all back. All that.
Call all the deacons up. Call them up now.
Hey, man, this thing is amazing.
Ask if we linking up. What time no sleeping time? 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 Call up the deacons, bro. Call them up now.
If you wanted to.
Ask if we linking up. What time no sleeping time? What time no sleeping time?
It's time for our people to come back to God's law, statutes, and commandments.
Call all the deacons up. Call them up now. Ask if we linking up. No.
Hey, we calling all the soldiers, all the officers, all the captains, all the deacons, all the bishops.
What we linking up? What time no sleeping time?
Hey,
now. Wake up the sleeping tribes.
Let's win this battle, y'all. Yeah. One time for righteousness. One time for the saints of the Most High God. Yeah. And one time for the sisters too, supporting the troops. You know how I do. Yeah. Hey man, we out of here, man. Wartime, war ready.
Yeah. Mix on the beat. I see you, Asa. Look, I'm back to business. Thought I was kidding. We in the streets, you in the kitchen. Overall rock, we on the block. Casting down imaginations and your thoughts. Ayy, I'm back to business. I'm back to business. I'm back to business. Ayy, I'm back to business. I'm back to business. I'm back to business. Oh Lord, look at what we have here. Most people go on cruise control, so they don't have to stare. It's that time to elevate. I don't like to take the stairs. It's about your works. If you're really trying to make it there, boy, I'm back to back. Ayy, I'm back to back. Yeah, back to back.
We back to business.
I'm back to back.
Back to business. Yeah. I'm back to business with no suit and tie. If you go against the God of I, that's a suicide. Mommy, that's a stupid die. Captains of the coup d'etat. I be doing, you be die. You apply, do your job. Going back to back. We back to business. We back to business. Ayy, back to business. We back to business. We back to business. Ow!
I'm back to business. Thought I was kidding. We in the streets, you in the kitchen. Overall rock, we on the block. Casting down imaginations and your thoughts. Ayy, I'm back to business. I'm back to business. I'm back to business. Ayy, I'm back to business. I'm back to business. I'm back to business. Oh Lord, look at what we have here. Most people go on cruise control, so they don't have to stare. It's that time to elevate. I don't like to take the stairs. It's about your works. If you're really trying to make it there, boy, I'm back to back. Ayy, I'm back to back.
I'm back to back.
Yeah, back to back.
I'm back to back.
Yeah, I'm back to back.
We about the business, man. Let's go.
Hey,
Back to back. Danny Glover, lethal weapon. We let it bang every day, especially on the 7th. That just flew by. Get left, your head is in the heavens. Sunday is the first. Don't believe me? Ask your reverend. Oh Lord, we in the streets, you in the seats. How we make a living? No, we gotta teach. You should see my salary. You know it's kinda sweet. I'm back to business. I'm a workaholic for my peeps.
I'm back to business. Thought I was kidding. We in the streets, you in the kitchen. Overall rock, we on the block. Casting down imaginations and your thoughts. Ayy, I'm back to business. I'm back to business. I'm back to business. Ayy, I'm back to business. I'm back to business. I'm back to business. Oh Lord, look at what we have here. Most people go on cruise control, so they don't have to stare. It's that time to elevate. I don't like to take the stairs. It's about your works. If you're really trying to make it there, boy, I'm back to back.
We be getting missing, cause we be on a mission. We be on that stacking bricks that's taller than the ceiling. What the hell is you doing? Watching us gon' get you left. You be hating and you chasing, now you running out of breath. We be shining on the high, cause we be grinding on the low. Where you at and who you with, and tell me where you about to go. What the hell is you doing? Worry about what you doing. All you doing is you showing. Get your mind off us and worry about what you doing. Hey bro, I can see your mind touching on our topics. Not me. I can see your nose swooping around our projects. You can't stop this truth, can't slow down this progress. Better repent right now, cause you ain't dropped that project. Real talk, peel off, left him with his grill off. Blaming us cause he done fell off. All in your sins done made him run off. Well, you need to stop shooting them goddamn eyeballs. We be swishing over here, fishing over here, using scripts, no bait. You be scrubbing over there, struggling and fake loving all in my face. Yeah, bro. Some of these fake cats wanna take our place. Got their eyes all on our plate. We need that milk, stop eating that steak. We be getting missing, cause we be on a mission. We be on that stacking bricks that's taller than the ceiling. What the hell is you doing? Watching us gon' get you left. You be hating, then you chasing, now you running out of breath. We be shining on the high, cause we be grinding on the low. Where you at and who you with, and tell me where you about to go. What the hell is you doing?
What you doing?
Worry about what you doing.
What you doing?
All you doing is showing. Get your mind off us and worry about what you doing.
I know just what you doing. Stack no bricks, who you fooling. Never congregating like a student. You be homeschooling. You don't know your purpose. You belong in churches. Shalom, most high in Christ blessed, but never put no work in. We be in the trenches, always on a mission. For the 12 scattered abroad, yeah, we go the distance. It's an exhortation. Stop living in the matrix. You be waiting on the kingdom, do nothing to take it. Just face it. Oppressing, you complacent. Not by observation, but waking up the nation. What the hell is you doing? We be out to teaching. You committing treason. Last question, when you leaving?
Getting missing, cause we be on a mission. We be on that stacking bricks that's taller than the ceiling. What the hell is you doing? Watching us gon' get you left. You be hating, then you chasing, now you running out of breath. We be shining on the high, cause we be grinding on the low. Where you at and who you with, and tell me where you about to go. What the hell is you doing? Worry about what you doing. All you doing is showing. Get your mind off us and worry about what you doing.
Hey, shout out to all you heretics out there, man. Same old spiggers. Yeah, one time for you heretics. One time for you dumbass. Two times for you brothers that ain't doing shit. No, you just clickbait. Yeah. No, this ain't a diss tape or some truth tape on a mixtape. Keep the loss, but you still hate. One time for you heretics. One time. Two times for you brothers that ain't doing shit. Come on, you just clickbait. Yeah. No, this ain't a diss tape or some truth tape on a mixtape. Keep the loss, but you still hate.
Murderers, brothers got hate in they heart. Should've known that you were fake from the start. Causing divisions, then you will be marked. Try to get even, now we just at odds. Peeping the way how you move from afar. Not playing space, but we pulling your card. Children of God, and we keeping the charge. This is the reason we gotta go hard. One time for you hating spiggers. Two times for you lazy spiggers. Alert rest on these snake spiggers. Eyes up on these fake spiggers. Out that work where y'all play. Wages of sin, twice you gon' pay. Profits don't have time to take breaks. Stacking up bricks to walk through those gates. Avoiding all these foolish questions. Keep hating, but we got the blessing. Peaceful mind while you still stressing. Dropping knowledge and you still wrestling. No love for another, that's killing your brother. You say that you keeping the laws. I know there be heretics, this is imperative. You were just playing your part.
Yeah. One time for you heretics. One time for you dumbass. Two times for you brothers that ain't doing shit. No, you just clickbait. Yeah. No, this ain't a diss tape or some truth tape on a mixtape. Keep the loss, but you still hate. One time for you heretics. One time. Two times for you brothers that ain't doing shit. Come on, you just clickbait. Yeah. No, this ain't a diss tape or some truth tape on a mixtape. Keep the loss, but you still hate.
Yeah, how they hating from the couch, always running their mouth. How they fall from the top, every video flop. Now they ass getting mocked. We the ones on the block, they the ones getting blocked. Old pictures getting cropped, fell out over guap. Mad cause the money stopped. Damn, now we see what you was here for. You only worry about your billfold. Turned on us to the white man. Damn boy, you's a weirdo. Damn boy, you went real low. You remind me of Jason. Not Friday the 13th, but the one who turned on his nation. You unclean like bacon. You remind me of Swine Boy. You thought we needed you to put your truth, but we doing just fine, boy. Well, actually, we doing better. Purple and gold still shine, boy. Shout out to the rejects. Let the blind lead the blind, boy. Now I'm back on the mission. Prophesy like I'm fishing. Posted up on the block. Ox said, bring it out. Sons of God in position. The devil try and bring division, but I ain't with no sedition. I ain't doing no tripping. I ain't doing no slipping. Still focus on the vision.
One time for you heretics. One time for you dumbass. Two times for you brothers that ain't doing shit. No, you just clickbait. No, this ain't a but you're still hating? One time for you heretics. One time. 2 times for you brothers that ain't doing shit. Come on. You just clickbait. Yeah. Nah, this ain't a diss tape or some truth tape on a mixtape. Keep the laws, but you still hate?
Crown the kings, crown the kings, know what I mean? Crowns and rings, country grammar, sound serene. Wash them clean, drip that water, southern smoke. I went for broke, I proud of me. Crown the kings, know what I mean? Crowns and rings, country grammar, sound serene. Wash them clean, drip that water, southern smoke. I went for broke, I proud of me. Champion sound, king me. They want me in cuffs, enough is enough, free me. I'm calling your bluff, you ain't no Greek, ski-wee. Oops, not Q's, not nukes. Cargos, black boots, you know what to do, salute. Wartime excellence. Be strong in the power is might. Out of darkness in the light. Gold streets in my sight. Who's the king? Christ. Who am I, Israelite? You know what that mean, right? He giving me the crown of life. Ha! Go rolling through the fire. Purge out my impurities as I do what's required. Light it up, take me higher. Level 12 ain't high enough. 144,000 riders right behind him when he crown the kings. Crown the kings, know what I mean? Crowns and rings, country grammar, sound serene. Wash them clean, drip that water, southern smoke. I went for broke, I proud of me. Crown the kings, know what I mean? Crowns and rings, country grammar, sound serene. Wash them clean, drip that water, southern smoke. I went for broke, I proud of me.
Crown the kings, the Lord is King of kings. We kings and priests stricken, this theme is black extreme is. Media blackout, Christ he black, we bringing it back out. Daniel 10:6, Revelation 1:14, that Jesus white bread slice. Still in the forefront, saying trying to push to the background. Still the truth gon' cover the earth like Feast of Tabernacle campground. Come against and be happily found and be fighting against God. Stand down. Yo, Dr. Twiz long, see how you still selling that. Dr. Twiz long, see why they still buying it. It's bland and it's tasting twisted. Okay, you don't see me, but it's beneficial. The line stop right here at Mason Dixon. Hold the line. Free me. Exit 5 and 1 repeat. Luke 174 3D. With my glasses at GP. Crown me.
Crown the kings, know what I mean? Crowns and rings, country grammar, sound serene. Wash them clean, drip that water, southern smoke. I went for broke, I proud of me. Crown the kings, know what I mean? Crowns and rings, country grammar, sound serene. Wash them clean, drip that water, southern smoke. I went for broke, I proud of me.
This right here is so electric. Country pumpkin, wake 'em up, narcoleptic. In pain to be delivered like we expected. Crown my king and yes, he black, y'all gon' accept it. Give me a minute. Country kings always in the building. You're super blind and can't see the vision. I think you lost focus on the mission. Yeah, we making hits back to back like Alabama and Mississippi. Twin crowns for the twin states. God promised us to get the gate. This that dirty. This the streets where kings were made. Where we picked the whole field of cotton while the white man was sipping lemonade. Crown is back where it belongs. Yeah, the South got something to say. Turn up the heat. Country kings ruling over our enemy.
Crown the kings, know what I mean? Crowns and rings, country grammar, sound serene. Wash them clean, drip that water, southern smoke. I went for broke, I proud of me. Crown the kings, know what I mean? Crowns and rings, country grammar, sound serene. Wash them clean, drip that water, southern smoke. I went for broke, I proud of me.
Crown the king with the founder things. Oops, I mean finer things. I'm a king, I ain't trying to bling, but my light shine like a diamond ring. My rhyming scheme so futuristic, for you to get it, need a time machine. Platinum crown with the green stones, or son to call them lima beans. This burrow, right? I'm melting ice, my gummy dripping pearl white. These matching braces with these platinum swirls tight. Stay fresh to death, prepared to rule the world, right? I'm that bread third type. That be posted at your corner stores with everything you wanna know. Got preset packs and fly stacks in my Bible strap like Geronimo. Babylon is gonna blow, then all hail the King of Kings. He gon' soon the throne and his rule is long, and the 12 tribes gon' bling and bling.
Crown the kings, crown the kings, know what I mean? Crowns and rings, country grammar sound serene. Wash them clean, drip that's water, sun and smoke. I went for broke, got proud of me. Crown the kings, know what I mean? Crowns and rings, country grammar sound serene. Wash them clean, drip that's water, sun and smoke. I went for broke, got proud of me.
Hey, demons on my back. Whoa. Gotta do the dash on these hoes like Joseph. I'm my own opponent, might be floating, but I know the game. I can't complain, so I'm just fighting, pray I'm chosen. Just tryna stay focused. Witchcraft, hocus pocus. The way that she came up and she said, I see that you want me. Now all I need is for you to need me. I had to flee. I can't fall in love with nothing that's bad for me. I can't fall for lust and become a tragedy. I can't put my trust in my heart, cause it's weak for fantasies. Ay, I had to flee. I can't fall in love with nothing that's bad for me. I can't fall for lust and become
Shalom, shalom, Most High Christ bless. You are now tuned in to the Natives Hour, home of the 10 tribes. I'm Captain Gad, and to my right, Officer Uriel. To my left,
Soldier Gadiel.
And we make up the Natives Hour. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, you know this month is what is that? Hispanic History Month.
Heritage.
Huh?
Heritage.
Month. We're going to get into that a little later. We're going to get into that a little later. So all praise to the Most High here on Natives Hours, where we give the biblical sense of who the so-called Hispanics and Native Americans are according to the King James Version Bible.
That's right.
According to the Bible, you are not Mexican. You are not Puerto Rico. You are not Dominican.
Rich port.
Right, rich port. Dog of God. You are not a Venezuelan. You are not Brazilian. You are not come on, help me out. You are not Cuban.
Panamanian.
You are not Panamanian. You are not Peruvian. You are actually the biblical Israelites according to the Bible.
That's right.
That's who you are. That's who you be.
So if you have so-called Hispanic friends or family, share these videos.
Let them know. Let them know that they got to start calling themselves after the name of their oppressors.
Right.
All right. So we're going to get right into it. What we got up first, man? What we got up first? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, play that thing, right? This is in Peru. Play that thing right there.
¿O quieres parir como gato?
quieres parir como chancho, como coy,
Hey,
como
go to the
rata?
can you pull up the writing that's on the video? Without showing the telegram? Can you read it? Okay, read it then, bro. No, put it back on the screen and just read it. I'll read it. I got it. I'll read it. I ain't gonna put you to that many tasks. My apologies, bro. My apologies.
So start the video back over.
So this video is in Peru. Hundreds of thousands of Peruvian women were forcibly sterilized between 1996 and 2000. So that's hundreds of thousands in 4 years.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
As part of President Alberto Fujimori's family planning program, the initiative was launched to reduce poverty and cut birth rates among the poor. While it was supposed to be consensual, women involved in the program say otherwise. Most of the victims came from poor indigenous communities. Josefa was at home when nurses came and forced her to go to the hospital. She still recalls waking up after the procedure and seeing other women crying out their husbands' names in pain. In the following years, Josefa suffered from infections and cancer. Decades later, Josefa and others are still seeking justice through a class action suit against the ex-president. So play the video.
Damn.
Con dolor de mi barriguita. ¿O quieres parir como gato? ¿Quieres parir como
You wanna
chancho,
breed like
como
rabbits?
coy, como la rata? Desde hoy día vas a
Starting
decir
from
gracias
today.
al señor Fujimori, porque para que ya no tengas tu hijo, te hemos operado, ligadora de trompas te hemos hecho.
Stop. So the nurses was telling the lady, "Oh, you want to breed like rabbits?" She said, "We tied your tubes.
Come on, man.
Tied your tubes."
You could thank President, what was his name? Mojito?
Hey, look him up. Yeah, look him up. I don't know what that is. That sounds like a demon. He's a demon. He's working for the white man. I'll tell you that right now. Hey, get Job 924. Get Job 924 real quick. Because people don't think that, just because they in another country, that they don't have the ideas of the white man.
The white man's reach can't
Right,
get over that.
right. There you go. The white man can't reach them because they too far.
Right.
Get Job 924.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24.
Bring it out.
The earth is given into
The earth is given, read.
into the hand of the wicked.
Into the hand of the wicked. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Read on.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
He covers who's the judges? We are the judges.
Right.
You so-called Hispanics, Native American Indians, you are the judges of God. When you get your mind right, you are the judges.
Right. He covered your face by calling you Peruvian.
Right.
By calling you Mexican. By calling you Puerto Rican. How your face is covered? Because you don't know who you are.
Right. Read on.
If not, where?
If not,
where? And who is he?
So get Malachi 1. We're going to find out who the wicked is. God says, if not this man, then who and where in the hell is he? Because I don't know who else could it be. Who else could it be?
Right. The one that's controlling the world. The one that's covering the faces of the judges. Who is this person?
The one that's making sure that every corporation in America gets the jab.
Right. Damn.
The one that's pushed their vaccine throughout the world.
Right.
Think about it.
Damn.
Think about this. Right?
Damn.
They created this, they formulated the vaccine. Well, you know.
Yeah.
Y'all know what we're talking about. They formulated the thing, right? And they pushing it throughout the world. It ain't just in America.
Right.
They pushing these jabs throughout the world.
Japan, China.
Regardless of what
everywhere.
country you are,
Everywhere.
they saying you need to get my jab.
How, Sway?
And it's in all three companies is from here. It's from
Exactly.
here. It's from here.
That's the point. They all from America.
I hate it here.
That show you who owns the world.
That let you know.
That show you who
That
owns
let
the
you
world.
know. Read on. Read Malachi 1 and 4.
The book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished.
We are impoverished. Read on.
But we will return.
We will return.
And build the desolate places.
Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord of
Thus
hosts.
saith the God of the heavens and earth. Read.
They shall build.
They shall build.
But I will throw down.
Go ahead.
And they shall call them the border
The what?
The border.
The beginning and the end
of wickedness.
Of wickedness. Now go back to Job 9:24. God says this white man is the beginning of wickedness. When this white man's in power, the whole earth is in wickedness.
Right.
The hell is Job 9:24.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24.
Bring it out.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
God says the wicked runs the earth. Who is the wicked? The so-called white man. God says they run the entire planet. So you hear about sterilizations of the poor in various Israelite countries. Who you think running that thing? It's the wicked that runs the earth.
That's right.
The same wicked that wants sterilizations in America. Hey, pull the article up. When what's the Edomite name?
What are you talking about?
The one that said we gotta cut the population down.
Bill
Gates.
Bill Gates. Yeah, Bill Gates.
I want you to put the article where he says we need to start enforcing jabs in poorer countries.
Oh yeah.
He said that the other day.
Yeah, he said there's only 1% of the poor
taking the jabs.
That has a jab. We need to increase.
There you go. Increase the poor population of getting the jab. Who you think he's talking about?
You got to be stupid.
You got it.
You got to be.
Go ahead. What you gonna say?
And he started his whole testing in Africa.
Right.
So we have to test them first before anybody else.
Hey, now they saying kids can get it.
Exactly.
Right. Now they trying to enforce pregnant women to be mandated to give birth at hospitals. You will have to get jabbed.
Dang.
Ain't that some crazy stuff?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's some evil stuff. I'm gonna tell you, I'm having my kid at the house. I will be the deliverer.
Hey, YouTube University.
There you go.
For real. Did you find it? No. How recent was it? Nah, he did one the other day.
Yeah.
I found it. Go back to the video. I found it. Yes. Go to that. Bring it that out.
Here we go. Go ahead and read that. President Fujimori.
Alberto Fujimori. Alberto Kenya Fujimori Inomoto. Born 28 July 1938.
Hey, you know what's crazy? This dude is the president of Peru. Look who they got as the president of Peru. He's either Ammon or Moab, or one of them. No, that's Ammon. That's Ammon. Say Japanese. That's Ammon. Okay, read on. That's crazy.
Is a former Peruvian engineer who ruled as the president of Peru from 28 July 1990.
So you had a heathen saying that the Israelites in Peru needed to get sterilized.
Man.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Go ahead.
Until his downfall on 22 November 2000. Frequently described as a dictator, he remained a controversial figure in Peruvian politics. His government is credited with the creation of Fujimorism, defeating the Shining Path, insurgency, and restoring Peru's macroeconomic stability. Though Fujimori ended his presidency by fleeing Peru for Japan amid a major scandal involving corruption and human rights abuses.
That's that sterilization.
Yep.
This dude was in Peru sterilizing God's people, man.
That's crazy.
This heathen was in Peru sterilizing God. He fled Peru to go to Japan.
He ran
because he was involved in human rights abuse. Click on the human rights abuses. Click on the human rights abuses.
Read that. Go ahead.
Human rights. Human rights are moral principles of norms for certain standards of human behavior and are regularly protected in municipal and international law. They are commonly understood as inalienable.
That's it. Hey, go to the article I just posted.
So, dude literally fled back to his own country.
He was allowed to go back to his. That's the point.
Right.
He was allowed.
Right.
After killing so many of God's people, he was allowed to go back to his country.
That's
and
crazy.
they didn't punish him for nothing.
That's crazy.
Tell you, man.
Come on, man.
You got it? Play it. Pull it up. Read that right there.
99% of people in poor countries are still unvaccinated.
99% of people in poor countries are still unvaccinated. Watch this. Keep reading.
Oh, is that it?
Yep.
Here's why we need to take action now. According to public experts, 70% of the world's 7.9 billion people must be fully vaccinated to end the pandemic.
Stop.
Come on now, dog.
Stop.
That's
I want listen now.
That's stupid.
I want y'all to listen to the hip talk. 70% of the world's 7.9 billion people must be vaccinated to end the pandemic, right? So what about the other 30% of people?
Right.
How can I say 40% of the population must be healed to stop cancer?
Right.
How, Sway?
To stop AIDS. What about the other 60%?
Right.
That letting you know they trying to get rid of 30%.
That's right.
Can you look up 70% of 7.9 billion? Look that up.
That's crazy.
Man.
That's crazy.
Look that up.
Because you know what it is, right? One person contracted this thing, right, from Moab land.
That's what they say.
Right, that's what they say.
I think that's bullcrap. Everything is done by the white man.
But you know what the thing is? If one person contracts it, they can spread it, right? So how can 30% who don't get vaccinated can stop the spread?
They let you know 30%
insane.
is on record to die.
Exactly.
That's insane.
They are expecting 30% of the population. You got it? Say it on the mic. How much is 30%? How much is
It's 5,530,000,000.
What?
It's 5,530,000,000 people.
Let me see. Hold up. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You should 5,530,000,000. Oh, 5,530,000,000 people, right? That's 70%, right? Now I want you to take that number and I want you to subtract. Let me see. So what is 30%? Look up 30%. You know, I was never good at math.
They trying to kill us.
Look at this. This how many people they're trying to kill. 2,300,000,000. So basically 3 billion. They basically said 3 billion of you motherfuckers gotta go.
Right.
3 billion of y'all got to go.
Damn.
Go back to the article.
This is the world that's given into the hand of the wicked.
Exactly.
That's what they plan on doing.
Because watch this. Because look. When they say the poorer population, you know who they talking about.
Right.
You know they ain't talking about nobody but wherever Israel is.
Right.
We are the poor of the population.
The hell is
they
this?
go to the countries, the flag countries to fly to. Yes, they just did this a few days ago. Now they flagging countries that you should not fly to. Watch this. Why? We gonna see when it says we need to push the poorer. Watch this. It's an agenda.
This is funny.
You got it? It should be new. Yeah, pull it up. Should be something new.
Man, why you getting that? All the when you look around all around the world, you got nurses and doctors that's being suspended from work for not getting the jab. You got people in the healthcare field getting fired for not getting the jab. That means they know something. They know something. It's something in the air.
Something's wrong.
You got it?
Something in the air.
Got it? All right, pull it up. It was new? Okay, move us off the screen so we can read it. Move us off the screen so we could thank you. All right, read that.
Level 4, COVID-19, very high. Avoid travel to these destinations. If you must travel to these destinations, make sure you are fully vaccinated before travel.
So they got Afghanistan, Albania, Argentina, Aruba, Bahamas, Belize, the Virgin Islands. I want y'all to look at all these countries. Costa Rica, Colombia, Cuba, Dominica, Puerto Rico, Panama. I want y'all to pay attention. I want y'all to pay attention to this thing, man. Go down. We're going to see. Let's see if Haiti's on there. Guatemala, Haiti. Wait a minute. Haiti had one of the least amounts of COVID on the planet. Right. So how in the hell, all of a sudden, now they're a red flag alert, if you will. What happened? Yeah, it's all black. We're still alive, but we're all black. We good? Oh, that was the camera? All right. Guadalupe, Haiti, Iran, Iraq, Ireland, St. Lucia, St. Martin. So all the countries in the West Indies. Right.
The islands. And
all South America, the camera black again. What's going on, y'all?
Here we go.
What's going on? Let's keep doing that. It's old.
All right, y'all, let's go. Let's fix it.
Nah, it's y'all. All right, man. Y'all made me lose my damn train of thought. Go back to the video. Go back to the video.
¿O quieres parir como gato? ¿Quieres parir como chancho, como coño, como
Disclaimer.
babata? Desde hoy día vas a decir gracias al señor Fujimori, porque para que ya no tengas tu hijo, te hemos operado, ligadora de trompas te hemos hecho.
$300,000 women were sterilized. 300,000 women.
Yep, against their own will.
You got to understand what that means. What that means? Hey, the average birth rate in these types of countries, what, 3 kids, 4 kids, something like that?
Yep, 3 to 4 to household.
Right. So when you eliminate the possibility of 300,000 women to give birth,
right,
you are killing close to 1 million babies.
Damn.
Think about that.
Yep.
You take those 300,000 women and you multiply that, right?
Right.
Each one has 4 kids that they can't have now. So you have stopped the possibility of over 1 million babies to be born.
Damn.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's some wickedness right now.
That's some wicked stuff.
That's some wickedness right now.
Yeah.
That's some evil, evil, evil stuff, man. God said these nations are just evil, and they all in the same boat as the white man. The white man is the captain. The white man is the captain. All these nations in the same boat. The white man's driving the boat.
They all agree to the politics and the
Right.
policies of America.
Yep, they all in agreement together. Go to the next article.
I just did it. That was 1,200,000.
Oh, you just did the calculation?
Yeah, 1,200,000 babies.
Babies that they prevented from being born.
If it ain't abortion, it's inoculation. If it ain't inoculation, they tying your tubes and doing stuff against your own will. Man, these nations in Esau is the devil.
I hate it here.
They the devil.
Let's go to the next one. Go ahead.
Following the end of World War II, many white Americans began to raise concerns about population control. These individuals, blinded by extreme racial prejudice, blamed immigrants and the poor, who they eventually turned into targets for eugenic practices. Eugenicists essentially believed that certain medical procedures would improve the genetic composition of the human race by eliminating people carrying undesirable traits or restricting their ability to pass on those traits to future generations. Many of these targets were Mexican American women, who they described as promiscuous and hyperfertile.
They describe Mexican American women as promiscuous and what? Hyperfertile. I mean, they get pregnant easy. They have a lot of kids. Go ahead.
Like rabbits and ate up money on welfare. According to Dr. Bernard Rosenfeld, a former resident at County USC Hospital in Los Angeles, a huge influx of federal dollars for family planning to many hospitals after World War II led 20 to 30% of physicians at County USC to actively push sterilization on women who either did not understand what was happening to them or who had not been given all the facts regarding their options. In 1974, Rosenfeld gave a list of 180 women, primarily with Spanish surnames, who had been sterilized after childbirth to Antonia Hernandez, a young Chicana lawyer. When interviewing these women, Hernandez found that they were all sterilized under questionable...
This is the history that they don't tell you in schools.
Right.
You want to talk about Hispanic Heritage Month? This is the history, the heritage, the past that they trying to sweep under the rug. They won't teach you in schools. They'll teach you about the Chicano movement.
Right.
They'll teach you about all that stuff, but they don't teach you that the so-called Mexicans in America were being forced to be sterilized after childbirth.
The hell is this?
They won't teach you that. Go ahead.
Full circumstances at County USC. Many lacked accurate knowledge about sterilization and other forms of birth control, were under heavy anesthesia and did not remember signing consent forms, were told their babies would die if they did not undergo sterilization, were not given consent forms in their native language, Spanish, or were sterilized without any consent procedure at all. Eventually,
that's the evil of Babylon right there, man. They give you things and they're not in your own native language. They know you can't speak English, but they're giving you consent forms in English for you to read. And you know, a lot of our parents that was third world country don't really read that well.
Exactly.
Don't really read that well. So what they doing is they giving us these things and telling us to sign them. Oh, your baby gonna die if you don't sign this document. We got to do A, B, C, and D for you, and if you don't do it, your baby gonna die. So the women not being able to read and not being able to understand too well, immediately go ahead and sign a document.
Exactly.
And now next thing you know, they tubes tied. That's crazy. Go ahead and play the video.
Hey, they do the same thing today.
Right.
Oh, if you don't take this, if you don't get this epidural, this could happen. Yep. Or if you don't take the vitamin K, if you don't get your baby vaccinated, the baby can die.
Right.
How, Sway?
It's the same crap, man. It's the same crap. I don't know why we think these people change.
Right.
Ain't nothing changed by these people, but their methods of execution. That's it. Their methods of killing you have changed. But the objective of killing you remains the same.
Right, it's the same thing.
Now they won't just tie your tubes without your consent. Now what they do, they'll have you get vaccinated.
Exactly.
They'll scare you, or what they do is they'll do a C-section on you and say, "Oh, you can only have one more kid."
Right.
And they all got to be C-section. So now you restricted to 3 kids now or 2.
Shoot, they'll do the C-section, take your entire uterus out.
Exactly.
Entire uterus will be out. Now it ain't no kids.
And they say, "Oh well, you were bleeding out and this to that. You suffer from this and that." Tell you. Well, now they put in the food. The food you eat now that's why a lot of our sisters deal with what's that?
Fibroids.
Fibroids.
And
fibroids, can't have babies. What do you think? It's a system. It's designed that way.
Right.
It's designed so that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans will stop producing, but they can't stop us from producing. No matter what they do, we just keep growing.
Right.
You understand? We don't die, we multiply.
That's right.
That's it. We've been multiplying for thousands and millions of years, thousands of years.
Yep. Bring it out.
Since the time of Egypt.
For real.
Every captivity, we just multiply like rabbits. We just multiply. That's what God said. We like the sand of the sea.
Sand of the sea.
We the sand of the sea. Can't count us. Go back.
File a class action lawsuit in June 1975 against the chairman of the Medical Center's Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, 9 other doctors, the U.S. Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, and the California State Department of Health. These women, nicknamed the Madrigal 10 after Dolores Madrigal, one of the victims, were thus part of an effort to revise and add to county, state, and federal guidelines on consent procedures for sterilization. Ultimately, the case's initial trial judge sided with the women and ordered the California Department of Health to rewrite Spanish-language sterilization consent forms at a 6th grade reading level. However, the damages phase of the case was handed over to U.S. District Court Judge Jesse W. Curtis, a 70-year-old Nixon appointee who, on July 1, 1978, decided the women were not entitled to any financial compensation. How did Judge Curtis come to this decision? A deeper investigation into the text of his final opinion helps illuminate Curtis's racist, sexist, and classist logic that no doubt influenced his decision and ultimately conveyed his desire to victim blame, rather than accept the pervasiveness of prejudice at County USC. First, Judge Curtis's opinion attacked the language barrier between the physicians and the victims. When these barriers exist, Curtis wrote, misunderstandings are bound to occur. Each case is essentially the result of a breakdown in communication between the patients and the doctors. By labeling the sterilizations as misunderstandings, Judge Curtis disregarded the doctor's lies and coercive tactics.
Look at this. How do you label sterilization as a misunderstanding?
Right.
To say, oh, I misunderstood. She told me to do it. She told me to do it, Judge.
Right.
But the documents you were giving our sisters, they couldn't even read. How they don't remember signing any documents?
How, Sway?
What miscommunication is there when they can't remember?
Right. Obviously, there was no communication.
There was no communication.
There was no communication. It's like, hey, we're going to put you to sleep. And then when you wake up, surprise.
Right, surprise. You just signed this document. And before we can get, see, that's why now what they do is, now sometimes they do, what they call it, you got to have a witness.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times you got to have a witness to sign too.
Right.
You know, but back then they didn't give a damn. They didn't give a damn. They were just sterilizing left and right. You know, even our sisters in Mississippi, our so-called African American sisters, our sisters in the West Indies, our sisters in South America, the so-called Native Indians here in America,
right?
The so-called Hispanics in America. We all face the same persecution.
That's
sterilization. Right. We all face the same thing.
Right.
We are the same people. That's who we are. And not only did they try to sterilize the women, but then they gave the men, what is that? Syphilis.
Yep. I was just going to say that.
And not only with the black men, syphilis, but they did the same thing with the so-called Mexicans.
There you go, Northern Kingdom.
What they call it, we did a show on that. What is it called?
That was like
the something bath or something like that. What was that called? Yeah, something like that. The something baths, where they made you had to take a bath in freaking chemicals.
Yep.
And end up sterilized. You couldn't have kids.
I think it was like gasoline or something.
It was
like
gasoline.
That.
That's what it was.
Something like that. Crazy stuff, man, that they have done to God's people. Get a little bit Lamentations 3, and then we're gonna take a commercial break.
Yeah, man, they hate us. They hate our guts.
Yep. They hate that. Now we read it what is that? Jeremiah 35, Ezekiel 35, Lamentations 3, and read verse 45.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 3 and verse 45.
Bring it out.
Thou hast made us as the offscouring and refuse in the midst of the people.
This is talking about us, Israel. We have become the offscouring and refuse in the midst of the people. Read on.
All our enemies have opened their mouths against us.
All of our enemies have opened their mouths against us, meaning they have devoured us. They have slandered us, and they have ultimately killed us. Every nation on this earth is the enemy of God's people. Right. Every nation.
That's right.
Read on.
That's right. Fear and a snare is come upon us.
Fear and a snare. Now we all scared as hell. Every last one of us scared. Because guess what? The job is saying, oh, if you want a job, if you want to keep this job, wants us to say, her job say, well, we are going to respect your religious exempt, right? We're going to respect that.
Right.
But we're going to put you on unpaid leave until,
wait, what?
Listen, until the virus subsides.
Come on now, dog.
Wow. You're going to be, we're not going to fire you.
Wow.
You're going to be on unpaid leave until the virus subsides.
Come on, man.
This virus, bro, they got patents for the next 5 years of this virus.
Right.
They got different names for the next 5 years. Delta was supposed to be this shit. Next year's going to be something else. They got the names already set up.
They do.
It's already patent.
Yep.
But they want to say, oh, well, we're gonna list, we're gonna approve your exempt. We're not gonna fire you, but you're gonna have to stay home. Why? Because they don't want to get sued.
That's crazy.
Tell you, man, it's fear. now we like, man, what we gonna do? What are we going to do? It's fear everywhere. I can imagine the poor of our people, especially after they saying that we gotta focus on the poor.
Right.
We got to stop letting all the rich people get jabs. We got to make sure the poor, who's the poor?
Right.
Israel's the poor. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. We are the poor.
Right. Ain't no hiding that. Yep.
Do you think they talking about? They're talking about us. But we shouldn't fear. That's the thing. Shouldn't be no fear at all. The only time you should fear is if you in sin.
Right.
If you break God's commandments, you have a lot to fear. You have a lot to be scared about if you're breaking God's commandments. But those of us that are keeping God's commandments in the faith in Christ, we don't fear that thing.
That's
right.
We don't fear. That's why it's time to wake up and repent. Keep God's commandments. You ain't Hispanic. You ain't Native Indian. You ain't what they call you. Like you said, you brought out yesterday, right? Why would they have to pay me to get jabbed?
What?
Right.
Man.
Right. The fact that they incentivized it just made it even worse. Like,
think about it. The point of me getting jabbed, all you got to say is, this is going to save your life. And that's all I need to take.
Right.
Oh, that's going to save my life? I'm taking it.
Where you need to hit me at? Right here, right here.
Right. Where just let me know. But to say, take this, I give you $400.
Wait, what?
Saving my life is enough. You got to give me money to take this thing?
Yeah, right. That means something wrong.
Something's going on, man.
Something's wrong,
Something's
man.
going on. But don't be scared of that thing. Repent, keep God's commandments. You going to be all right.
That's right.
Read on.
Desolation and destruction.
Mm-hmm.
Mine eye runneth down with rivers of water.
Crying.
For the destruction.
For the destruction.
Of the daughter of my people.
For the destruction of God's people. Because we've been destroyed day in and day out. Watch this. Keep going.
Mine eye trickleth down and ceaseth not without any intermission.
Mm-hmm.
Till the Lord look down.
To the what?
Till the Lord look down.
Till the Lord look down.
And behold from heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Mine eye affecteth mine heart.
Go ahead.
Because of all the daughters of my city.
Mm-hmm.
Mine enemies chase me sore like a bird without cause.
That's what we're going through.
Right.
Read on.
They have cut off my life in the dungeon.
Captivity. In the dungeon is what? Jail.
Right.
Captivity. Bondage. What they doing? They have cut off our lives in captivity. This is what Jeremiah went through. But even today is talk about the same thing we're going through today.
Right.
Our enemies have cut out our lives in captivity. Read.
A cold precept.
Read.
And cast a stone upon me.
Go ahead.
Waters flowed over mine head. Then I said, I am cut off.
Read.
I called upon thy name, O Lord, out of the low dungeon.
Out of the low dungeon, jail, captivity, read.
Thou hast heard my voice. Hide not thine ear out of my breathing.
At my breathing. Go ahead.
At my cry.
At my cry. That's what we got to do as a people. We got to call upon the name of God. We got to call upon and keep his commandments.
Right.
With the faith in his son that we're going to be redeemed out of this hellhole. We're going to be redeemed. You got to believe that thing.
For real.
You got to call upon him. Pray, fast, repent as a nation. Repent. You ain't Hispanic. You ain't doggone Native American.
Right.
You are the Israelites.
That's right.
That's who you are. And if you scared of this thing, God's telling you to repent.
Bring it out.
That's what God tell you to do. Call on his name and repent. Read.
Thou drewest near in the day that I called upon thee.
When you call upon God, he going to answer you. Read on.
Thou saidest, fear not.
What does God say?
Fear not.
God says, don't fear. Don't fear this thing.
All praises.
Don't fear. Read it again.
That's right.
Thou drewest near in the day that I called upon thee.
Go ahead.
Thou saidest,
what does God say?
Fear not.
God says, fear not the jab.
That's right.
Fear not that you're going to get fired. Fear not that we're going to be put to death. Fear not that these nations hate us. Fear not. Just repent.
Right.
That's what God is telling you to do. All right. So all praise. We're going to take a quick break. Off of that, we're going to take a nice quick break, and we're going to be back, and we're going to go over Hispanic Heritage Month. Hispanic Heritage. Oh, and y'all ain't going to like this. I'm going to tell you straight. When we come back, y'all ain't going to like what we about to bring out. Y'all ain't going to like that thing. But we're going to find out. All praise. We'll be right back. We'll take a break. Shalom.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Breaking news tonight. There has been a staggering number of black and Latina teens.
A 12-year-old black boy was shot and killed outside.
A young black woman who was arrested for a traffic violation
black man was shot and killed in the car.
Just 3 days after the police had placed her.
The aftermath was aired live on Facebook.
Wake up, Israel. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up, Israel. 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 Wake up. Israel, welcome home.
And you think we're the wolf pack? We were the ones that was dragged and brought over here on the slave ships, and you made a monster out of us.
We spirit you rolling with. Either you rolling with the spirit of Satan, and who's waiting for the lake of fire, or you're gonna roll with the spirit of Christ.
Created, manufactured right here in the Americas. Don't slip on that. This new Negro that we see today was a creation.
If you walking around worrying about your breath when you know death and destruction is everywhere, nigga, you gonna die.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.
All praises, welcome back. Welcome back. You are tuned in to the Natives Hour, home of the 10 tribes. That's right. I'm Captain Gaddy to my right. Officer UVL to my left.
Soldier Gadiel.
And we make up the Natives Hour. All right, let's get right into it, y'all. It is Hispanic Heritage Month. But some of y'all that don't know, it might have snuck up on you, but America doesn't forget. Right. America made sure they try to make the Hispanics of America feel welcome.
I hate it here.
Play that thing.
Important day on the national calendar. Hispanic Heritage Month kicks off today. This celebration has been expanding over the years, and ABC's Gio Benitez now with a look on the key contributions this community has made.
Today, September 15th, marks the start of Hispanic Heritage Month. Bienvenidos, or welcome, to the month-long fiesta recognizing how Hispanic and Latino communities have contributed to U.S. culture. From activists like labor organizer Cesar Chavez fighting in the 60s and 70s.
Pause it. So this is Cesar Chavez. Now, what they say about Cesar Chavez in the schools is that he helped regulate the what's it called? The labor union or whatever the hell it's called, migrant workers, something like that. But we're gonna find out something today about Cesar Chavez that a lot of y'all don't know about. We're gonna find out. But just let it play. Go let it play.
For better wages and conditions for farm workers, and government leaders like U.S. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, in the U.S. Senate, Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz. In 2009, Sonia Sotomayor became the first Latina justice to serve on the U.S. Supreme Court.
Congratulations and welcome to the court.
To big-time athletes like Roberto Clemente in 1973, becoming the first Latino player inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame, followed by other greats like Alex Rodriguez, Mariano Rivera, and David Ortiz, aka Big Papi. And entertainment stars. In 1962, Rita Moreno became the first Hispanic woman to win an Academy Award, then a rare accomplishment. An EGOT, winning an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Award, helping to open doors for future stars like Selena, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Jennifer Lopez, and many more. According to the latest U.S. Census report, more than 60 million people identify as Hispanic or Latino, making them the second largest ethnic group in the United States. But what's the history behind Hispanic Heritage Month? Well, it began in 1968 under President Lyndon Johnson as Hispanic Heritage Week. 20 years later, President Ronald Reagan expanded the week to a month, enacting it into public law.
We're not just here to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Week, but to announce that in 1989, the period between September 15th and October 15th will be Hispanic Heritage Month.
The start date, September 15th, is significant because it's the independence anniversary for many Latin American countries. Entering its fourth decade as an official celebration, Hispanic Heritage Month marks the countless ways Hispanics have helped build the country we live in today. Viva la vida.
Viva la vida.
Viva la vida! So this is a celebration of how the so-called Hispanics help build the country. Hispanics help build the country. Helped build the country. Helped build the country.
He's all funny, man.
You know, when you say helped, it means that you volunteered.
Right.
Say what?
No, you was voluntold.
Nah, we ain't getting there yet.
Interesting.
But when they say we helped build the country,
right,
that means we voluntarily our time,
right,
and sweat and labor to help
Come on now,
build
dog.
the country.
This country.
Willingly.
Helped.
Interesting.
Helped. I mean, we didn't do it all by ourselves. We helped. And we volunteered to build this country. Give me the opportunity, please.
At work here.
Give me the book. Give me the book.
That's a Jedi mind trick, right?
Of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 33. What's all pay attention? Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 33.
Bring it out.
The fruit of thy land.
The fruit of who land?
Thy land.
The fruit of your land.
Right.
Your country. Right. The fruit of your property that belongs to you.
Right.
Read on.
And all thy labors.
And all your work.
Yep.
All your labor,
Bring it out.
your hard work, sweat, and tears.
Sweat, blood, and
Sweat,
tears.
blood, and tears
Right.
that you have put into your land.
Right.
Read on.
Shall
Will come to pass. Definite fact. Read.
Shall a nation
Shall a different nation. Read.
which thou knowest not.
Stop. A nation which thou knowest not. That means this nation came into your territory, invaded your land that you built up, right? With your labor. Read on.
Which thou knowest not, eat up.
They should do what?
Eat up.
Eat up means to now possess it.
Right.
What?
So when they say they helped build the country.
Come on now. Jedi mind trick, man. They sat there. They sat there and took all the credit.
They took everything. Right.
They took everything.
The so-called Native American Indians, the so-called Hispanics, the so-called African Americans did not help build the country.
Right.
They built the country.
Right.
Forcibly. Keep going.
And thou shalt be only oppressed.
And thou shalt be what?
Only oppressed.
In this land that you have built up with by your labor,
Right.
you are going to be oppressed by a nation which you did not know that will eat it up.
Say what?
You will be oppressed by that same nation. And who's that nation today? The so-called white man.
Yep.
That same nation is still in your land, eating up your fruit, eating up your labor, eating up your history, eating up your traditions. That same nation.
And apparently doing that is work.
It's work.
It's work for them.
Yeah, it's work.
That's why we helped.
Where we helped.
We
helped. They helped build the country.
What a goddamn devil, man.
Read on. Keep reading though. What's this?
And crushed.
And what?
And crushed.
And crushed means to be what? Destroyed. Death. Crushed means you on the bottom.
Right. And
you know how you crush them with your shoe?
Right.
They on the bottom. They are beneath your boot.
Right. That means there's no sense of fight in you. There's
nothing.
no spiritual fight in you.
Nothing.
You just
No
look
lower.
at it. No hope.
No hope. There you
No
go.
hope.
You have no hope. Now
No
you
hope.
saying this is America.
Right. The land of
the free.
Right.
Home of the brave.
What?
You are now happy over 30 days of fake, falsely told Hispanic heritage. And you happy about that. When this nation stole your land, stole your labor, killed off your animals, destroyed your traditions, destroyed your knowledge of God, gave you a false God known as Caesar Borgia, Guadalupe,
Right.
gave you a false God that looked like the same man that oppressed you, and then gave you 30 days and you happy. That's why God says this. Keep reading.
And crushed always.
Go ahead.
So that thou shalt be mad.
Thou shalt be what?
Thou shalt be mad.
Thou shalt be mad. Read.
For the sight of thine eyes.
Thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes. Now you're upset. Now you're mad. I'm going to show you something. Go to the next video. Watch this. I'm going to show y'all something.
Damn.
I'm going to show y'all something. Because they mentioned Cesar Chavez. Watch this. Come on.
Esau doing number to our people, man.
Everything's in order, y'all. You should have been did that. Ain't no excuse. Come on. Play it.
Really destroy the farm worker movement and to destroy it in such a way that will take away the rights of the workers to do.
So, hold on. Pause it. Can you read the title, please?
Cesar Chavez used the term wetbacks and illegals to describe migrant workers.
Can you read the whole title? We can't see it. The review and dang off. Just read it from the computer. Okay, there you go.
Cesar Chavez used the term wetbacks and illegals to describe migrant workers from Mexico.
Okay, put the disclaimer back up. I want y'all to pay attention. This is Cesar Chavez, which is also a so-called Mexican. Damn! He uses the term wetbacks and illegals.
Right. The same bywords.
The same bywords that this white man used to describe migrant workers from Mexico. Watch this, y'all. Y'all gonna learn something today. Go ahead and play it.
Was to really destroy the farm worker movement and to destroy it in such a way that will take away the rights of the workers to do basically two very important things in order to defend themselves and win contracts. One is that it takes the right to strike from us, and it also takes the right of boycotting.
Why do you need those rights? Well, what's so important about that?
Well, you see, we maintain that agriculture is different, has always been different. This is why agriculture and farm workers were never organized before. As long as we have a poor country bordering California, it's going to be very difficult to win strikes, as strikes are won normally by other unions.
I want y'all to pay attention to what he just said. He said, as long as we have a poor country bordering Texas. What country is he talking about? He talking about his own country. He talking about Mexico. He talking about his own country.
That's crazy.
As long as we have a poor country bordering Texas, it will be hard for us.
That's crazy.
Stop it.
Like, bro.
Get some help.
Watch this. Oh, it gets worse. Keep playing.
Employer, as is the case right now in one of the strikes we have with the Butte Gas and Oil Company, where we've closed them down, then have been unable to get strike breakers, or we've gotten very few. And then all of a sudden, yesterday morning, they brought in 220 wetbacks.
Stop!
These are the...
Man, you got to bring that back by 10 seconds.
Yeah, run that back.
You got to bring
that back, y'all.
That's crazy.
Run that back.
again.
Run that back. He said we was on the brink of something with the oil companies, and then yesterday they brought how many? 10,000? 2,000? Something amount of wetbacks. I want y'all to pay attention. Go ahead and play.
With the Butte Gas and Oil Company, where we've closed them down, then have been unable to get strike breakers.
So stop. So basically, he led a what they call it, boycott against these companies, and they were actually causing these companies to be shut down. And what happened was the company said, "Okay, y'all ain't gonna work. We're gonna go down to Mexico and get illegal immigrants."
Right.
To work for us.
What?
And he's mad at that. He's mad.
Right.
That his own people
is getting employed.
Having a better life in America because he wanted to push his agenda. Keep going. Watch this, y'all. Keep going.
Very few. And then all of a sudden, yesterday morning, they brought in 220 wetbacks. These are the illegals from Mexico. Now, there's no way to defend against that kind of strike breaking, and so therefore the only way to win strikes is by then taking our fight to the citizens, to the people in the city especially, and have them help us boycott those products that we're striking, and we need that. And that's the only way we've been able to get contracts, and I venture to say that without that, we couldn't possibly organize unions.
Well, this is then you
vote in one way. The only way they can go to the public and ask the public to vote to take the right to strike of farm workers and the right to boycott is by then coming around and saying that they're very concerned about the rights of workers. The workers should have the right to a free election, to a secret ballot election, and these things. Well, what's really happened is that Proposition 22 really in its opening paragraph really says that they're really interested in what they call the uninterrupted production, packing, processing, transporting, and marketing of agricultural products. This is their main concern, which means then that they're concerned about strikes and boycotts. Then, as an afterthought, they say that workers are free to organize. But then they go right back and take away all those freedoms that workers need to organize.
Well, how about the secret ballot?
That an informed public would vote against it. You see, because
is a stab in the back to every working man and woman in California, undercut the whole concept of collective bargaining. Now, if you single out the farm workers and say that they don't have rights that other Americans have, sooner or later that philosophy spreads. It's like a disease. A place to stop anti-labor legislation of that kind for the voters of California to respect property.
Go to Proverbs 3. Oh, it gets worse.
Amazing.
It gets worse, y'all.
Amazing.
Go to Proverbs 3:31. Read that.
Amazing.
This is what Cesar Chavez went through.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31.
Bring it out.
Envy thou not the oppressor.
Envy thou not the oppressor.
And choose none of his ways.
God says don't choose none of his ways. This man chose the ways of Esau to the point where he turned on his people.
Right.
Yeah.
He turned on his people that was trying to get a better life from the poor country that he said Mexico was. Mexico, I'm gonna tell you, these countries down south, South America, they're only poor because their resources were stolen.
Right.
Exactly.
You gotta understand something. The land is not poor, the people are poor. Like Haiti.
Real.
The land is not poor, the people are poor. Different parts of Africa, the land is not poor, the people are poor. Because you don't steal from poor lands. You don't go into poor lands and what they call it? Mind.
Right.
And steal and take resources from poor countries. You steal from lands that are fruitful.
That are inhabited.
That have gold and diamonds and coal.
Right.
And oil.
Yep.
And silver and different minerals and you know so on and so forth.
Right.
The people are poor, but the land isn't poor. So go to the next one. Watch this.
He forgot where he came from. That's what it is.
Go ahead.
This question of the illegals I find very interesting. Would you say that it's at this particular moment as important as any of the other problems facing the union?
Oh yes, in the last 3 weeks last 2 weeks it has become an emergency for us. Well, there's an awful lot of illegals coming in by the hundred, by the thousands. Our people are not only in some of the crews where there's now strike breaking. Some of those crews are 100% illegals, outright, openly, with no attempt to disguise it. And so it's so bad now that we estimate 60 to 70% of the farm workers in California, of the resident worker, of the citizen, is out of a job because of the wetbacks. They're coming in by the thousands, just unbelievable.
Listen to what he's saying. He's saying that 60%, 70% of the farm workers are out of a job because of wetbacks.
Right.
What?
Well, he's talking about his own people.
Right.
So instead of thinking like, you know what? I can really achieve my goal by actually adding my so-called immigrant brothers and sisters to my team. Let us form our own thing.
Exactly.
Let us all come together. Because now he went from fighting the white man, right? Fighting the white man against them treating farm workers like crap. The white man said, you know what? I'm going to flip it so you start fighting your own people.
Right.
Damn! Because now he went from fighting the white man to fighting so-called illegal immigrants.
What? Right.
Now his message became, instead of boycotting against the white man for mistreatment of farm workers in America, now we need to persecute these so-called illegals coming from Mexico. Right. Because what he authorized, what he did was they started attacking. They started actually committing violence against their own people that were not American citizens.
What's wrong with you?
Play it.
Citizen is out of a job because of the wetbacks. They're coming in by the thousands, just unbelievable. See, they're coming in with the consent of the Immigration Service, which is part of the Department of Justice. How else could they come? We, for instance, know that if you go to Coachella, you go to around the El Paso area, the secondary immigration checkpoints have been unmanned now for at least 3-4 weeks. They're closed. They're at night. They're dark. There aren't any patrolmen there. It's a gimmick. We think that it's a prelude at the beginning to a big drive on the part of the administration and the Mexican government to bring the Bracero program again. It's a vicious attack on the local worker, and it's just one of those things that agribusiness thinks they can get away with it. And our job is to inform the whole country what's happening, together with a boycott, and solve it that way. And so the workers themselves, even though a lot of them are Mexican descendancy themselves, are very uptight and very, very worried and very mad about the illegals coming to break their strikes. And it takes away their jobs, their livelihood, and so forth.
Does that put you...
Stop. I want y'all to understand something. Who else said that? I was just gonna say that sound like Donald Trump. Donald Trump said the same thing. People were saying the same thing. We gotta build the wall. Build the wall for Mexico. Because the illegals are coming over, taking away our jobs. Yep. That's the bull crap that they were saying. This ain't nothing new. Who you think put that thought into Cesar Chavez's mind?
Exactly.
You think he came with that himself?
Hell no.
He only said what he was allowed to say. He only did what he was allowed to do. Why? Right. Because he was a big influencer of so-called Mexican people.
Come on now, dog.
Inception ain't just a movie.
Yeah. It's not.
Inception ain't just a movie.
It's not. He was a big influencer. They did it. He did exactly what the white man allowed him to do. Mm-hmm. But little did he know he was actually turning on his own people.
He pushing the white man agenda. He was supposed to be fighting against
Yeah, supposed to be fighting.
But turning around, now you pushing their agenda.
Give me Lamentations 5.
That's that Jedi mind trick, man.
Give me Lamentations 5. That's crazy. In verse 1. Yeah, I'm telling you, this white man is a mastermind. He's a great mastermind. It's just like with the Black Lives Matter movement, right?
Right.
Black Lives Matter movement. Esau turned that thing and flipped it.
Exactly.
Flip that thing, man.
All lives matter.
Now it's all lives, blue lives, red lives. I'm telling you, now it's like, well, now they fighting each other now.
Right.
Instead of fighting me.
They forgot the whole mission.
They forgot the whole mission. I'm gonna turn them against. I'm gonna turn them on each other.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So they can forget that it was me that killed. It was because of me why they started that movement.
Right.
Come on, man.
Now you got Black Lives Matter groups attacking black groups.
Right.
Say what?
Yep.
You got Black Lives Matter groups that are being ran by lesbian women.
Yep.
Lesbians. Lesbian women. How does that even make sense? How does Black Lives matter if women that were created to produce black lives are carpet munching? How does that? Black lives don't matter to lesbian women.
All right, you got Black Lives Matter that's pro-abortion.
Pro-abortion.
Houseway.
Pro-abortion. For abortion.
How? That don't make no sense. Black lives don't matter to lesbian women.
There's powerful niggardry at work here.
Go next. Lamentations 5 and 1. Go ahead.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Remember, O Lord, what is come upon us.
Read on.
Consider and behold our reproach.
Go ahead.
Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
Our inheritance is turned to strangers. We just read that Deuteronomy 28.
Right.
The fruit of our land and all our labors shall another nation which thou know not eat up.
Right.
Our inheritance, our land, even the inventions.
Yep.
Everything you see today was invented by an Israelite.
Patents.
Everything you see today was invented by an Israelite. The white man just took the credit for it.
Exactly.
Stole it. Just like they stole it.
Took the credit for it.
Yep.
Go ahead, read on.
Our houses to aliens.
Go ahead.
We are orphans.
We are orphans.
And fatherless.
And fatherless. We are orphans and fatherless. How? Because they sterilizing our mothers. They kidnapping our babies. The damn boarding schools. Kidnapping our babies out of their mother's arms.
What?
Read.
Our mothers are as widows.
Our mothers are as widows. Why they killing the men every day? Read.
We have drunken our water for money.
Our water. We are drunken our, meaning this belonged to us. God gave us to us for free.
Right.
God gave us water for free.
Right.
But now the white men say, you got to pay for this water. You want water? You got to pay for it.
What?
It rained, we collect it, we get taxed for it.
Exactly.
How the hell you got 20 different brands of water? I want you to think about that. How you got 20 different brands of water? I want y'all to think about that. That's some evil stuff, man.
Come on, man.
That's some evil stuff. They all getting a piece of the pie which God gave for free. Read that part again.
For real.
We have drunken our water for money.
We have drunken our water for money. Dasani, Zephyr Hill. What's the other one? Vitamin, Aquafina, Fiji. All these damn different brands of water now we got to pay for. Before the white man got here, we only had one brand of water.
Which was water.
Water. Spring water, whatever. Water. You didn't have to go to a store and fight people to get a 32-pack of water. You didn't have to stock up for a drought coming. Hurricane season come. Everybody go to the store. Ain't no water on the shelves.
Ain't no water, right.
You didn't have to do that. This white man said, you know what? You're going to have to pay for your own water now. Read on.
Our wood is sold unto us.
Our wood is sown unto us. The things that we use, our tools, the things we use to build our houses, our supplies that God gave for free. Before the white man got here, we was builders. We was carpenters. We know how to use our hands. We made tools. We had cities here in America. America had cities, kingdoms. Yep. Before the Spaniards and the conquistadors got to Mexico, South America, they had kingdoms. They had immaculate cities. America had cities. America had kingdoms. Read on. They make you believe that all Native Americans were butt naked living in teepees every day. That's some bull crap, y'all.
Right.
Don't believe the hype. That's bull crap.
For real.
Read.
Our necks are under persecution.
Our necks are under persecution. Read on.
We labor and have no rest.
We labor and have no rest. Go back to verse 2.
Verse 2. Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
Our inheritance is turned to strangers. Read on.
Our houses to aliens.
Every white, Chinese, every Arab, every other nation that lives in America are illegal aliens.
Right.
That's right.
Every last one of them. Thus said the Bible. Thus said God. They are illegal aliens. But you're going to fight your own people.
Right.
Because they're illegal. That means you don't know your history.
Right.
Exactly.
You don't know who you are. You don't know what happened to your people.
You niggas are crazy.
But this is the dude. Now, don't get me wrong. We got to learn. We got to learn these things. But this is the dude that they always push in school for you want to learn about Hispanic heritage?
Right.
Cesar Chavez. But they don't push that he was actually against his own people.
Right.
Against his own country. We don't promote that. We don't promote that. That's selfish. That's loving the ways of your oppressor more than the ways of your own people.
Right.
Bring it out.
That's that crab in a bucket, crab in a barrel.
Yep.
Exactly.
I'm not going to let you get ahead of me.
Come on now, dog.
Go back to the article. We almost done.
That's crazy.
We ain't going to be able to get to right. We ain't going to be able to get to the real heritage we need to learn about. Keep going. Go to the next one. Is it Young Lord's next one? Okay. Hey, we're going to go over more on it next week, Lord's will. But this is the heritage that you need to learn. You want to learn Hispanic heritage? This is what you need to learn about. Play the video. This is what you need to learn right here. Play that video right there. We almost done.
What was the Latin rights movement of the 1960s? It was the Young Lords, whose legacy for social change in predominantly Puerto Rican and underserved communities throughout New York City is still being felt today.
It was one of the most active and successful organizations of the 1960s. The Young Lords considered themselves revolutionaries. They believed in the independence of Puerto Rico, which they believed would only come about through revolution, but they also considered themselves socialists. And they fought racism and police violence and brutality in poor neighborhoods of East Harlem, the South Bronx, and the Lower East Side.
Young Lords were a group of first-generation Puerto Rican college students who took their cues from Marxism philosophy and the civil rights movement. They embraced other young...
Stop. It said they took their cues from who? Judah. They took their cues from the so-called African Americans. That's how you know that they're Judah. Yep. That's how you know they are the Judites in the Bible.
There we go.
Because the Young Lords, the Brown Berets, AIM, the American Indian Movement, they all took their took snippets from the Black Panther Party.
That's right.
From the Civil Rights Movement. Now say no, we the Israelites, because God told you that the tribes would follow Judah. That's how you know. That's how you know who the Israelites are, man. Go back. Hey, but they're not gonna teach you young lords in history class.
Oh yeah, no,
they're not. If you want to learn about the Hispanic heritage much, they're not gonna teach you this.
Oh yeah.
This is what you need to be learning: how our forefathers fought against oppression.
Yeah, they don't want no
fought against racism.
Right.
Fought against police brutality. Fought against the poor not having medical care, not being able to feed themselves. That's what we fought against. Go ahead.
Authorities into their organization.
They engaged in protests that were savvy, strategic, that involved the community. They occupied Lincoln Hospital right here in the Bronx. They engaged in protests around issues of public health. They burned garbage in East Harlem to protest poor sanitation services there. And they won tremendous reforms.
All of this history has been dramatically documented in Presente, the Young Lords in New York exhibits at the Bronx Museum of Art, El Museo del Barrio, and the Loisaida Ink Center. Each cultural site tells a story of the Young Lords in that part of the city, with striking photos, video, art, and other archival materials.
What the museum has done here is amazing. It's important that this be gathered, that this not be lost, that what we did was not in vain. I mean, I know that we made an impact at that time, but very rarely are we credited for what we did.
One of their biggest impacts was when they took over an East Harlem church, which wasn't providing any services to the community. The Young Lords renamed it the People's Church.
All right, that's it. We gonna dive more into this next week, Lord's will. Give me Isaiah 8:20. Now, what they did was it was very big during that time. What they did worked during that time, but it came to a cease. And when you look at it, the white men actually infiltrated that thing. And the majority of all these young Lord leaders today, they have good jobs today. They have very good what they call mainstream jobs. What's the dude, man? The news anchor dude, Geraldo Rivera. He was a Young Lords or the Brown Berets? I think it was the Young Lords. He was a lawyer. He was on top of that thing. But a lot of them, they actually got mainstream jobs and they don't speak up no more.
Right.
They don't talk no more.
Right.
They got that money and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna sit back and watch all this happen. This is why it's not gonna work. Isaiah 8:20.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 8 and verse 20.
Bring it out.
To the law.
To the law.
And to the testimony.
To the laws of God and to the testimonies, what the prophets went through, and their testimony, read.
If they speak not according to this word.
If they don't speak according to this word, whatever movement, don't speak according to this word, read.
It is because there is no light in them.
God is not with that movement.
Right.
All right. The only movement that's speaking the law and the testimony is the Israelite movement.
That's right.
And that's it.
Right.
Not no other movement, not the what they call it? The Black Lives Matter movement. Not the what's the other one where they got all the guns and
they
stuff?
Got the new Black Panther.
New Black Panther.
The new Black Panther was one with all the guns. Niggas with attitude or something like that. Not effing around clique. They not speaking according to God. If you want to join a movement that fights oppression, that fights racial injustice, that fights police brutality. But guess what? That fights black on black crime, that fights abortions, that fights single parent households, that fights men not being men raising their kids. If you want to join a movement that fights that with the Bible, with the spirituality of God, join the Israelite movement.
That's right.
And it's very easy. www.israelunite.org. Bring it out. Keep the commandments. It's very easy. Keep the commandments of God. Find a school near you. Go to the school. Learn who you are. Learn how to please God. To the law, to the testimony. If they don't speak according to that thing, ain't no light in them.
Right.
All right, so all praise to the Most High. We gonna get off this thing. We gonna get off this thing. We got FCN coming up next. And they always bring
Corners
the fire.
News.
They always bring the fire. Shout out to FCN, Captain Carr, Captain Veers, to the various officers. Shout out to you. All praise to the Most High. So shout out to the IT team. Shout out to the brothers and sisters that actually help give articles to the Natives Hour group. You know who you are. All praise to the Most High. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. Donate to the Booster Club.
That's right.
Remember to pray and fast when you can on a continual basis for our leadership, for yourselves. What you got?
No, I was just, you on point.
You looking at me like you got something to say.
No, I was just saying that's just gonna help boots on the ground, help us get on the four corners of the world. But you already hitting it on the head, Cap.
All praise to the Most High. Israel, don't forget to what it called?
Like, subscribe.
Share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. All right, we appreciate y'all for everything y'all do. Remember to pray for us, pray for yourselves, pray for your family. Don't be scared, y'all. Don't be scared in these last days. All right. Don't be fear of nothing in these last days. Christ soon come, man. Tell you that right now.
That's right.
Christ on the way.
That's right.
All we got to do is stay strong and endure to the end. And those that are destined to repent, keep God's commandments, those are the ones we want. We want you. We here for you. All right. Cream of the crop. Rise to the top. All praise to the Most High, man. So with that, I'm Captain Gad to my right.
I'll see you, Riel.
To my left.
Soldier
And
Gadiel.
with that, we say
Shalom.
Teach you to turn that thing up.